Hello, this is Crypto CJ. Welcome to today's trade of the day. It's the Monday night Zoom edition, and got most of the usual suspects on board, so need not to review that. Let's go ahead and check out what's going on in the market overall. Bitcoin's been trading in a range, so that's been kind of cool. And let's see, and everybody should see my 5-minute Bitcoin chart.
Yes.
All right, very good.
Yes.
Let's go out to the day. Wow, what a mess. That's kind of messy. Let's break this down to the 4-hour chart.
Somebody needs to mute, please.
Okay. All right. So on Friday, we went over Bitcoin and the idea that it might punch through this resistance, drop, and then keep going. Actually, I had this more of a pennant, and I just adjusted this, made this more of a line of resistance, and it did punch through on the 4-hour this morning. It dropped a little bit. My hope is that it bounces off, just jets towards 50, but I don't know. The bears aren't having it. On the 1-hour, a little closer look. Had a nice run up here to 49.4, 49.5, right around there. It looked like it was going to take off, but looks like the bears came in and sold it down to 48.5, and it's been in this kind of range here for the last few hours. So on the 5-minute, see it keeps butting, is that the word? This 49.5 range and then dropping again. So this seems to be at least a short-term resistance. It's gonna have to break through to move up any higher. If it doesn't, bulls might get discouraged and just let it fall back down to resistance down here in 47, maybe even down to 45. So that's where I see Bitcoin going, at least the range. On Ethereum, let's see, let's make this bigger on the 5-minute chart. This looked like it was heading for 3,500, but nope, swatted down a couple times at around 34.3. And currently hanging around here at just under 3,400. So we will see if it bounces off. This is the 200 EMA. Looks like it's sort of acting as support, at least since since this morning. Okay. Mostly the Ethereum and Bitcoin are trading in this channel of about 2 or 3%. So not huge movements today, but some of the movements have moved the other coins, and we'll talk about those shortly. So that's about all I have on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Any questions on those two or the market overall? All right, let's look at Altcoin Alert. And not seeing anything I want to trade from Altcoin Alert right now, which is a little frustrating.
Yes.
Let's update this. AA scores, nothing over 80. So as far as an AA score, I wouldn't even look at any of this. I have traded DNT before. I mean, it's close to 80. So just for a little practice, let's check it out. I've got negative trading activity, a small number here, bearish on elder impulse. No, I'm not going to look at this. That'd be a waste of time. Let's do a social activity search, see if anything comes up. Very bullish. Long-term sentiment, bullish on the elder impulse on the hour, neutral on the daily here for flow. It's up 6%. Neutral on the AA, but looking good on these scores. So I think I'm going to bail on the AA sort and go straight to this, and let's check out flow. I was looking at SHIB today. We'll get back to that. Okay, we got flow on Binance. I don't think I've traded this before. Overall look, it's been on Binance since August, so not very long. I'd rather have a bigger picture of that. Let's see if we can find it. Another exchange for a longer period of time. Let's go to Kucoin. Wow, even less. That's frustrating. Quality's kind of old. How about that? All right, here we go. All right, so it's been around, at least on a sort of major exchange since February. Hit the all-time high back in April of over $44. Big drop. And it's in the 20s as we speak. On the hour, let's see if we have a retrace. Pretty good move earlier today. Over $22, and since then dropped to $20.60. So could have some potential for a retrace here. Kind of in a squeeze right now towards the lower end, approaching the SMA line. Resistance here at about 3.5%, and this group of candles here from this morning, about 7%. This is a little tricky area to get in. I'd rather see a dip sequence, more defined one. Let's see if I can give an example. Not really seeing one here. What we want to see is this scenario, but flipped. That's kind of a pump sequence. But I could invert it, but that would be kind of confusing. Let's consider this as a trend trade then. If this punches above the SMA line with a couple green candles on the 5-minute chart, you know, I don't know if this is enough bang for the buck for this setup, so I'm not comfortable with it. But for those of you who are more swing traders, this might be a good place to get in. See if you can catch for 2 or 3 or maybe even 6 or 7%. If it doesn't work out, if it drops, then maybe ladder buy down here. Or we do have some support right around 1825. Could just set an alert and see if that triggers. So yeah, right around 1820. Set your alert here, or just right click. But I'm not going to do that. So that's all I have on flow.
I'm wondering if perhaps XTZ is in a dip sequence now. It was one of the things that came up as bearish on the AA.
Okay.
And I personally am attempting to enter at some point.
All right, let's do the overall view. We have an all-time high for XTZ. I was trading this a few days ago. I had some success with it. Over $9, but down to 8.5 since then. You know, one of the some of you who are on my email list have seen some of the newer projects I promoted from time to time, and one of those is moving to Tezos. I can't even remember which one, but it sounds like it's starting to get some utility, some more projects using it. So that might have something to do with its rise, or maybe that's a coincidence. But it's good to see XTZ moving up again. So let's see if we could retrace from where we are now, around 8:30, back up to $9. That's the hour chart. And that's the $9 we hit early this morning around 3 a.m. I regret to inform you, Robert, this is not in a dip sequence.
Oh,
Just
okay.
broke through the
Maybe
SMA line, the top of the Bollinger Band. So
yep, I see that now.
Something like this is a little bit you know, or like this, where you have multiple candles going below the bottom of the bottom Bollinger Band. That's what we're looking for as far as dips.
Okay.
So,
So you would wait on this.
yeah, I'm not seeing a good entry on the 5-minute. Got some short-term resistance here, and the 200 EMA at about 850, I'm sorry, 858. Some more right here, about 875, and then, you know, $9. So, you know, if there's a strong move above this Bollinger Band, you might be able to catch a trend. You know, 3% here, 5% here, you know, about 7% here. And as an aside, I've seen it in the Slack group, and I was looking earlier today that people, you know, where do I get in? Where do I get out? You know, I made the comment that I learned when I learned this stuff about support and resistance. You know, these are kind of cheat codes. You know, Bryce talks about it too. You support and resistance, where you see a clump of candles. You know, price has memory. So, I mean, I'm looking on the 5-minute chart, and you know, price seems to have memory up here to 875. You know, people do like round numbers like that. Sometimes I use them sometimes, you know, 893, 894.5, you know, just under $9. You know, these are, I use these kind of exit points all the time where I see, you know, see resistance and then below a large number, you know, I'll set my exit sometimes. This one, you know, this group here just kind of blasted through $9, went all the way up to, you know, 913 before it, you know, it died and retraced. So these groups of candles can be helpful in determining exit points on any chart, whether, I mean, we're on the 5-minute now, but if you want to do more of a swing trade, you see multiple touch points right around here at 886. So you can take that into consideration too when you're determining an exit point. All right. To answer your question, Robert, we do have some support right around here at 820. I think I'd set an alert down here.
At the moment, I put in a buy at 811 in case something happens in the middle of the night. Do you think that's prudent that or safe that low?
Well, my thinking was, you know, I suggested an alert down here on support at 820, but a dip sequence would probably take it below that to right about, you know, somewhere between $8 and 810. So I don't think I think you're towards the high end of what I would do overnight. You know, when I do something overnight, I'm pretty conservative. I drop that down to usually 10 or 20% of where it is now.
Okay.
And sometimes your order doesn't get filled, and that's okay, but it's a
Right.
little risky to put those in case you end up catching a falling knife. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
all right. Let's see, Altcoin Alert again. And we looked at the social activity sort. Let's do a trading activity sort. Click on this once. And we're looking for fire and neutral or better on the AA score. Not getting that with this one. Axie looks interesting. It's bullish, fire, neutral, bearish on short-term sentiment, which that's only for an hour, so that doesn't discourage me. And we're bullish on elder impulse and long-term sentiment. So I think this is looking pretty good. In the numbers I'm seeing, it's down a little bit today. I think it had a big move over the weekend, unless I'm confusing it with something else. Let's check it out. All right. Yeah, this morning it pumped up to wow, 156. Seen this over hundreds, like, geez, I was trading this in the 70s not long ago. these NFT gaming tokens, they generate cash. So, and they don't care what Bitcoin does. So that's one thing I like about them. That's going to be, Axie, Sandbox, Alice, probably a few others, mostly on Binance, but I need to redo this. Yeah, I just did this a couple days ago.
What about loot?
Loot. Cool hand loot.
Yeah, so I saw that one, but it wasn't a gaming token. It's like to get items in the games.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sort of, derivative of the gaming tokens, like Axie has SLP, small something love potion that has something to do with that game. So it might be like that. I don't know that much about NFTs and the gaming stuff. It's never appealed to me, but I can't ignore, something pumping up like this. So, this was at 4 a.m. Pacific, over $150 down to 134. Could be a nice retrace. Let's go to the 5 minutes, see if we can find something we like. It has been trending down pretty hard since then. But some nice moves up too. These are, these can be risky on a normal coin, but these are so volatile though. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 up to the SMA line, 4.6%. You probably can't do that. You probably have to rely on this kind of resistance here. So there's a quick 3% in an hour. That's pretty good. But the overall trend is down. There's lower lows and lower highs. So this one's a bit risky. It's doing like 1, 2 dips and then pumping. Like on this one here, we've got a single dip, got a bubble here, a single dip, goes up, another dip. So that's our second dip. And then it's just all green candles on the way up. So we go to our MACD, maybe get in right about here, but again, that's going to be a small move. That's going to be less than 1%. So it looks kind of squeezy, but we got 5% between the top and the bottom of the Bollinger Band. It's not bad. It's a little room to move. Be a small gain, but could be worthwhile. Yeah, I don't know about that one. It's got good retrace potential back to 150, but I might want to look for a more defined. This one's just kind of dragging down, but it keeps pumping up to the max. You could trade this over and over again. Keep and just know that they or anticipate that the SMA line is going to keep trending down. So if you bought here, you went to the SMA line, in a straight line for 3%. Well, it hasn't made it there yet. See, so that's when you have to use your, this is really more support than resistance, but use some of that, and then you get it. Some of these values, some of these candles, then get out around 2.5%. And again, it's not glamorous making 1, 2, 3% on these trades, but man, you do this 4 or 5 times a day, you can really build your balance pretty quickly. Okay.
Can you check out Oh My God?
Oh my God. Ohmies go. Sure, I think I've got that one laying around here. All right, this one had a big move. Yeah, all-time high. Up to 18 and drop down to 16.6. Don't know if it'll retrace back there this quickly, but it could. If we're above the SMA line and got 4 red candles, so this is not a good entry. But if this goes into a dip sequence, that's a sort of one, but not a great one. Try to show you guys examples on the same coin if possible, but not really seeing any good ones. this bounces off the SMA and trends back up, maybe catch it around here. You got some resistance here at around 3% and change, a little bit more. At 1764, almost 5%. And almost 7% in this range here to the all-time high. So a little too risky for me, but for you cowboys out there, if you want to try it, knock yourself out.
Well, it's
Back in-
100% in 5 days.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like it more as a swing trade probably, but as a day trade, I don't really see a good entry at the moment. You could set an alert, you know, like we talked about with XTZ, maybe around 1576 where the support is. That might be a good place for an alert. And if it goes off, reevaluate. All right, let's get back to Altcoin Alert and wrap that up before we go over to iCoinPro. Let's see, we've done a trading, a social
What
sort.
about Poly on Altcoin Alert? It's got some bullish tendencies. It's got a 71.5 score, and it has Pat's big mouth theory. I actually just did very well with this. Nobody else seemed to be talking about this on Slack but me, but
Yeah, I looked at this earlier today, I think from your post, and maybe yeah, fire, bullish, you know, not a great, I'm usually looking for high 80s.
right.
But let's see some of these other values. We have fire under trading and social, neutral under elder hourly, but bullish on the daily, so that's good. Neutral on sentiment. It's up just under 10% today, which is a nice move, but not that I think it's played out. So let's look at Poly.
Yeah, if you okay. Just going to say there, the chart has the big mouth theory, I think, sort of
Okay.
on altcoin.
Oh, you want to look at the yeah, we'll get back to that.
Yeah, I bought this at 71 recently, got out at 86, and right after I got out, it just kept going like crazy. Went to over $1 like during my dinner after I sold.
All right, so this is what you're talking about.
Yeah,
All right, so what Robert's referring to is, you know, Pat Thompson teaches this in his easy trade system. I do look at it from time to time and had some success with it. It's just something to bring your attention to, you know, to a coin. There's really no correlation between these values, but generally speaking, if the AA score is high, you know, and this one's, oh, so the value's over here. This one's only 71, so that's not a real high score. But you know, this price is low. It's come down from, you know, 96 down to 91. You see a big gap here. That's something worthy of further investigation. We don't trade based on this, but we might give it a deeper look as a result. So, and then when you go back, make sure you refresh, because you don't always doesn't reload all automatically every time. So, all right, so back to the Poly chart. Last day on Binance, pretty recent listing. Let's see if we can get more information on this. Let's try Huobi again. Not much more. Try one more. Coinbase is recent too. Should go to Uniswap. That's even. All right.
it started like today.
I'm annoying everybody, including myself at this point. So let's go back here, and looks like we're at an all-time high. Yeah, from this morning.
You could see that wick up must be when it went to over $1.
Yeah, swatted back down pretty fast.
Yeah.
Okay, 5-minute charts. Hmm. We had a bubble here. Looks like it was gonna go, but not, just kidding. Then shot up after a second dip. 1 dip, 2 dips. MACD cross here. Get in here. Almost 2% to the SMA line. It's dropping now and starting to bubble a little bit on the bottom. I think this is when you set an alert for and you see what happens. Let's say at least, well, we're almost there now. Probably go around 85 cents or so and then reevaluate. If it does make a move like it has here, like a quick bounce. Yeah, I don't know. It's catching a trend trade at the bottom of the Bollinger Band doesn't appeal to me. I want to see a dip sequence down here. If I'm catching a trend trade, I want it to be above the SMA line, with the SMA line pointing up and some strong candle action. So I think you wait for the dip on this one.
Yeah, do you have a news button on this chart somewhere?
Yeah.
Because I'm curious why this pumped like crazy. I mean, this went up while Bitcoin was relatively flat. And obviously it broke its high.
Wasn't it because it just listed on several exchanges?
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
It
I
did, but that was a
read
while ago.
something about it or heard something about it, but I don't have any notes on it, so I don't have a clue.
Yeah, I mean, it did list, yeah, it's nearly a month ago on Binance. I thought it listed on Coinbase too.
Right. I think it, yeah, I bought on Coinbase Pro.
So, but you know, that was in July. So, just one of those random pumps.
Huh.
Because you bought it. Come on there, Robert.
What's that?
It's because you bought it. And
Right.
it
I
pumped up and then
I
you
pumped
sold
it.
it and it went, we'll show you. You're not loyal.
It's a lot of general news here, but it's not specific to polymath. So that, at least from the headlines, I have to read all these, but you know, we'll not do that on this show. But
I'm not complaining, I'm just curious and trying
yeah.
to figure it out.
No, I like this button here. This third button from the top, news. I use it all the time to see if, you know, if there's a reason for why coins are doing what they're doing, but a lot of times it just seems to be random pumps. Or maybe news that hasn't made it to article status yet. Maybe it's you know, something on Twitter or something that the, you know, powers that be know that we don't. Seems to be a lot of that. All right, any other questions on Altcoin Alert?
You know, what's Sol looking like in general? Because the interesting thing about SOL, in case anybody else did not hear this, but it got listed, I think just today on Grayscale, or it got added to the Grayscale portfolio, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
It didn't really pump on that action.
it's down a little bit today.
It needed to take a little break.
But yeah, I mean, I see that as a huge
Yep,
positive
absolutely.
in the long run.
Sol is expected to flip ADA by the end of the year. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, nor does anybody else, but some money has that happening
And I guess
as far as size and volume. Can you believe
It
that?
also got listed on Nexo today.
right, got listed on Nexo, and it has a lot of projects
Huge amount of projects.
that are being built on it. So I think it's got some big potential. Obviously, so does Grayscale. I mean, for them to add it sends a very big signal, I think.
Yeah, and a quick look while we're here, we had the all-time high earlier this month. Pretty big drop, but recovered a lot of that too. So
No, actually, the all-time high is 210 to 216, somewhere in there. And that was, seriously, it is.
Oh, my bad. That was partially obscured by my, yeah, you're right. Yeah, 213 here. About a month
I
ago.
studied this one big time.
I'll defer to your knowledge, Laura,
Thank you.
on SOL.
You're
We
like
have
a
discussed it
computer.
last month a few times, so,
Yeah, we did.
yeah. Okay, on the
Every
1
time it-
hour,
So
Oh.
what about an entry on that?
yeah, we're pondering that now. We've got 176, it's gone down $10 from today's high. Did Binance go down for a while? I've seen this on a couple charts.
Huh,
A big hole around 7:55, 8 o'clock.
the big black hole.
This looks like a, like commodities chart or anyway. Okay, so entry point on the 5-minute. It's just kind of choppy down here below the SMA line, but not dipping below the Bollinger Band. So it's not a real good setup. There's a little bit of squeeze and bubble here. One, don't really get a second dip. It just kind of chops up here. So I think if you want to get into this, small amount of resistance here at 165, again at 163. I'd probably drop it down 163 to 160, set an alert, reevaluate. You guys are probably getting tired of hearing that. So yeah, we've just don't really have any good entries on coins at the moment. So it's the luck of the draw for a Monday night, I suppose. Okay, well that's all I have on Altcoin Alert, unless anybody else wants to go over anything else on this. We'll move over to iCoinPro. All right, we won't be on here too long. I did want to look at the RSI SPY. Gonna refresh. While we're here, let's check out the fear and greed index. Neutral. Who cares? All right, so I was looking at this morning. I looked at Shiba. I was going to short this. Values that are 70 and higher are generally overbought, and values 30 and lower are generally oversold. So as contrarian dip traders, we like to go against what the masses are doing. So when I see values like this on both a 1 hour and a 4 hour, this is something I look to short. On iCoinPro, I've got the drop down menu, and I can click this and get over to my trading view window for Shiba. Yeah, let's not use that. Let's use this. This is SHIB, right? All right, so yeah, this
CJ, you said
afternoon.
you shorted it.
What's that?
You said you shorted it.
No, I
I
didn't. I was
understand what
pondering
short
it.
is. Oh, can
Yeah.
you explain how to do a short? Or how to?
Well, yeah, you have to be on a leverage platform.
All right.
Or in the alternative, if you're on Binance or FTX or one of those, you can buy a leverage token. But I've said many times, you should probably trade spot and get good at it for 6 months to a year before you consider doing anything with leverage. So, but if you want to cheat a little bit and do maybe 1 or 2x leverage on an exchange, then this would be the kind of thing to do. So, yeah, on the day chart, yeah, this was listed back in May. Had a lot of fanfare. This is one of those Elon Musk, his dog or something like that. He tweets and the thing goes crazy. I think that happened earlier today or yesterday. On the 1 hour, it's not even close to a penny. I'm not even sure what to call this. Let's just say 1250 and not say what it is. On the 5-minute, we were up to 1509, and it's dropped down to 1250 since then. So I was looking at it this morning. It was doing this. I thought, I don't know, this could be, who knows what's going to happen with this. It was just too risky in my mind, but it topped out here and I wasn't looking at it at the time. I probably would have, had I seen this candle action, I probably would have gotten in here and, picked up a couple points. But anyway, if you want to long this, if you want to, buy it, do a spot trade because it has dipped, it seems to be starting a dip sequence. Got a single dip here. Don't know if it'll keep going. From what I understand, this is a total meme coin. It has little to no practical use, so.
It's worse than that, but it is in a squeeze and it does have a couple dips, so I'm with you. It's
Yeah.
worth looking.
Wow.
Yeah, Pizza Mine, I
I think
asked
it's
about
worse
that.
than
He considered it garbage.
Doge, and I have nothing nice to say about it.
It's sub Doge, says Laura. I tend to agree. So I think I did trade this once on a short and did okay and never did it again. But anyway, yeah, so based on that information, I can't really recommend getting into this at all on a long. So, if you have access to some derivatives and want to play out on short, this might be one to do that. But I don't know, Elon might tweet again tomorrow. Who knows what'll happen? So a little out of my comfort zone. Okay, so that's that one, and I can sort this, the opposite way and look for coins that have been kind of beaten down. And all the ones they're showing here are Bitcoin pairs, so I'm probably not gonna mess with those right now. And then the other tool I like on iCoinPro is this Buddy Coin Crawler. So the theory is you go through some of these, you pick out 2 or 3 coins to follow throughout the day, and then this can help you make those choices. So this column here is the average low to SMA line. SMA line's that pink line I've showed you guys on my charts between the Bollinger Bands, and the low is 24-hour low. Looking for values 5% or higher usually. We've already gone over Shiba. I'm also looking for decent volume, 10 million or more. I'm not really seeing that on, well, this one's interesting. My neighbor Alice, this is one of those gaming coins we talked about earlier. So let's check that out. Well, this is a strategy I've been tinkering with. Well, so it doesn't, let's just get out of this and we'll bring it up over here. All right, so on the day chart, had a recent high of $23 down to 8, back up to 15. This one's been quite volatile. I was trading this on Saturday. We got up to 1560 in the wee hours, down to 14, back up a little bit. Looking real squeezy now. Yeah, I don't like that at all. It's squeezy and it's near the bottom of the range for the day. So I think if you're interested in this, you got to catch it down here around 13, between 1350 and 13, setting a low alert. All right, guys. Any questions on what I've shown you on iCoinPro? What I'm saying is getting repetitive. So it's as we know, a lot of these coins follow Bitcoin's actions, and so they're just not doing that much at the moment. Most of them are in squeezes or hanging around the SMA line, some of our least favorite entry points. So
Those are the
And
only
you-
two tools you use on iCoinPro?
Yeah, on iCoinPro, I do use a buddy coin crawler. I'm looking for coins to follow in here, but most of them are below 5%. I may look at a couple, slightly below if they're coins I'm familiar with. Like this one here. That's not the one I'm thinking, or is it? DDX. No, it's got almost no volume. Didex or something called, that's been talked about quite a bit. But
DYDX.
yeah, that one. I thought that's what this one is, but it's not. Okay, it's not in here. So what that tells me is most of the major coins are just in squeeze land right now. They may pop and go back to the highs we had earlier today. So, you can certainly trade that strategy. It's not my favorite way to trade, but that is an option. I pointed that out on a few other coins. If you get a bounce, off this SMA line, like right now we've got kind of like 2.5 green candles. You could get in here. It's 2% to the top of the Bollinger Band. That's not bad. A little bit of resistance here, 2.75. And we've got another, what I think of as clump of candles up here, between 15 by 15 and a quarter. Now you're getting over 6%. I like that as a day trader. So, that's possible. All right. Are there any other strategies you want to talk about, or with involving Altcoin Alert, iCoinPro, or any coins you want to look at?
MLN? Maybe?
Which one was that?
MLN? Melon?
MLN, Melon. I don't
How
think I
about
know that one.
Luna?
Okay, we'll look at that one next. MLN, Melon, huh? It's on Coinbase, it's on Binance.
Yeah, it's been doing some interesting stuff.
Okay. Got listed in July. It's made a pretty nice gradual move up. Had the big spike here at $230. About a week and a half ago. Let's look at the hour. We were. No, that's what I want. A couple days ago, we're at 147. Earlier this morning, a big wick up here to 145. It's 136 now. I don't really see a good day trading entry, but if you want to maybe hold this for a couple days to try to get back here, it could pop up in the next 24 hours, but it's a pretty big spike up and then a pretty immediate retreat.
Can you explain why that wick? Oh, I thought it was going big the other way. It just, boy, what? So that looks like one person bought in huge or sold off or something.
Yeah, this
Can
looks
you
like
explain
a,
that? It just,
that's a market
confusing.
sell of someone just dumping their position. Maybe, I don't know anything about this project, but maybe one of the whales who helped fund the project, or one of the people involved. That's what I think of when I see moves like this. Some of you guys have heard me talk about the Matic dump, 60% in 1 hour on December 9th of 19. My first oh my god moment as a crypto trader. And found out later that one of the Matic developers, or somebody who had a lot of it, just dumped it all at once on the market and had thousands, millions of tokens, and ruined my night. So I did get some of that back with ladder buying and selling some other positions and getting in. So, but overall, I probably lost half of what I had into it. So those things happen sometimes. This, let's see how much this is.
Well, you notice that there was just one big buy, but it kept on falling.
Mhm.
So that's people with stop losses cashing out. So it's a very fast cascade. Those are dangerous.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, it did keep going down. A lot of times from this, you see a push back up, but this one doesn't really, it's like it didn't happen. Because
Yeah.
the trend looks pretty normal other than that big wick down, but it's strange. And it's only 10%. I mean, that's still a lot for a 5-minute candle, but we've seen worse, so. Okay, and we were gonna look at Luna next, I think. So
Thank you.
I was trading Luna today. Sorry, Dad. Luna.
Rand keeps talking up Luna.
Yeah. And Luna sometimes resists Bitcoin. So this came up on Friday. We talked about coins that don't always follow Bitcoin's pumps and dumps, and Luna sometimes just does its own thing. Theta was another one we talked about, but yeah, we're in a all-time high area here. Yeah, over $40. Yeah, it's still pumping. Slight retrace. This keeps going. I'd look for some candle action and then maybe catch it around here, the SMA line, back to the top of the Bollinger Band. On the hour chart, it's 7%. That's pretty nice on the 5. I really don't like these kind of squeezy looking patterns that just keep dropping. It's like either be a squeeze or a dip. Don't confuse me. So it's frustrating. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this. I think you set an alert down here around 45 or so and reevaluate, see if you get a better looking dip sequence, or it might bounce.
The MACD just keeps crossing.
Yeah, look how tight it is. It's almost like they're just
Yeah.
intertwined. It's hard to. We
Scary.
want something like this that gives us
Yeah.
more guidance. When they're
Sure.
intertwined like this, it's not very useful to day traders. So
And put it on 15 minutes. And you can see the dip sequence that started the whole thing.
yeah, we're on the 15 chart, and some day traders like this, the 15-minute chart. I look at it from time to time. I've talked about I do like setting RSIs on the 15-minute chart. Sometimes you can catch a third dip that way.
Well, there's your 1, 2, 3, then kapoom.
Yeah, we've got something like that here, but here we don't have a break through the Bollinger Band yet on the bottom. So this could be a dip in waiting. Actually, I think could put an alert down here on the 30. Might even be a little more conservative and go down to the 20 or 25 value on the RSI on the 15-minute chart to catch a dip sequence. So, and you can just right click on here, add an alert. Crossing. If you want it all day, then you can put once per bar close. If you just want it to happen once, you can click that. And put the value, maybe 25. Most use 30. And you might want to call this, dip. Yeah, it's like I have that in there already. And then you are good to go. All right, we'll see if anything happens. Well, guys, we're at about 50 minutes. So any last minute
Right.
questions or things to go over?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
This is like for everybody and everything. I think we might have all have an opinion here. Thank you, CJ, for everything you do and the calls and all the emails and work that you put in to make these calls. And my question is, what do you feel, or what do you think is coming into the last quarter? The historical data showing that we should be going, pretty parabolic pretty soon. When and since there's no entry, we've been looking at the charts like decent entry. How's this going to affect us if it takes off and then we're sitting there waiting around?
Well, remember, I'm focused on day trading. My goal is to help you guys use Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro to add, 2, 3, 5%, chunks to your balance every day. The question you ask is, broader than that, really more for swing trading and hodling for, well, not necessarily. I mean, it's good to know what the general market's going to do based on your chart reviews. And that's why I look at the day chart, first, and then, work my way down. So it's helpful to know that, but
Yeah, I'm really asking for now because the time is really close around,
yeah. And I
when
thought
it
so.
happens. That's why I'm asking.
I agree. We've been flirting with, we punched through 49 today on Bitcoin. We're at it again now. It just can't seem to hold that 49.5 area very long. So I mean, I do agree with you that overall this quarter should pump Bitcoin, over 50 and maybe even over towards 70 or 80. And then I think we can be, I mean, if you believe that and the charts show you that, you can just be a little bit more aggressive with some of your entry points. Maybe you do more, 1-2 dip with a MACD cross, and you're less worried about your ladder buys because you're pretty confident that the overall market's going to take them up. It's a lot easier to ladder buy in a bull market. So, if you do get in too soon or something like that, that can help you. So that's one of the things we can keep in mind when we're day trading, in a bull market. Another option would be just to do less day trading and do more swing trading. If you feel strongly that the market's going to keep going up, Patrick mentioned the 15-minute chart. If you want to look at some of these structures on the 15-minute, the 1-hour charts, you can do that and get better gains. It'll take a little longer, but it's not really what I talk about on my program, but that is an option that I've dabbled with a few times, in the past year or so. So
Awesome. Thanks, CJ.
yeah, I hope that helps. All right, then. I did find out that my daughter I'm not seeing her tonight like I usually do. So I'm going to hang around a little longer after I stop the recording. If you guys want to talk about anything else, I know we're into some other stuff, so we'll go ahead and do that. And for now, I will stop the recording. If you're watching on the recording, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.